On guys, coming back at you with another F1 recap. The Hungarian Grand Prix just ended. Let's talk about it. Alright guys, so the 2017 Hungarian Grand Prix. The qualifying, it didn't go so well from my perspective. I mean, the Ferraris took it 1-2 for the pole position, you know. Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen, and then Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton, you know, he said that he just wasn't feeling right this race, that his car was off balance, and that, you know, Ferrari was going to have this one easily. He was kind of right, kind of wrong. They struggled a little bit more than I expected from what he said, but other than that, let's talk about what happened at the very beginning of the race with the Red Bulls. So the grid started off Ferraris, Mercedes, and Red Bulls. And with the Red Bulls, it did not go so well for the first couple of turns. Red Bull, they had a strategy to probably really push extremely hard and, you know, just go for a really forceful strategy, I guess. But Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo, you know, Max Verstappen, he's always been known for being a more aggressive driver, if you would say that, more aggressive driver, or more, just he takes more risks than he probably should with his experience, you know. So, you know, he ends up running into, I'm not going to say it was purposefully, but he runs into Daniel Ricciardo, takes Ricciardo out of the race. I mean, it was a hard hit. Ricciardo spun around, had a huge leak. I'm not sure what kind of fluid it was, coolant, oil, whatever. The guys had to go up there and put down like this little like kitty litter looking stuff to you know, soak it all up. And, you know, the whole race everybody was going around it trying to avoid it and everything. Daniel Ricciardo's leak, but Max Verstappen, he was given a 10-second penalty right after that. So, you know, his race was kind of shut down from there on also. So he couldn't make any more forceful moves, even if he did get in front of guys at the very end of the race. It really wouldn't have made a difference because of that 10-second penalty. But that was well-deserved, I believe. What do you guys think on that? Like, do you think it was forceful? I mean, I rewatched it, you know, as much as I could. But from Max's point of view, it didn't seem forceful. It looked like he was holding his line. But from Daniel Ricciardo's point of view, it definitely looks like Max Verstappen took it, like, kind of swerved into him a little bit. But it's just different points of views. But, you know, it was definitely Max's fault. Daniel Ricciardo really couldn't have done much in that situation except drive off the track to avoid that. But yeah, other than that, another thing I want to point out, which is awesome, Fernando Alonso in the McLaren Honda got 6th. You know, that was just like a victory for him in itself, so that is awesome. Getting points all around, much needed points. I believe both of their cars scored points, 10th and 6th, so very good for McLaren Honda. And what's awesome is Fernando Alonso, he set the fastest lap, on the final lap, he set the fastest lap, which tells you that they're getting their pace back, maybe, kind of, maybe it's just the track, maybe just as good at this track, but they're coming back, they're not shutting down every lap now. They actually finished this race, which is awesome for McLaren Honda. First time I started watching F1, I was cheering for McLaren, and, you know, it's just a shame to see the route that they've taken, but they're coming back up, McLaren. I'm not really sure what they're going to do with Honda at the end of this season. You know, time will tell with these next 9 races. I mean, it's summer break now, and I forget how long it is till the next race, a few weeks, a month, I don't know. But yeah, what else happened? Oh yeah, what was awesome, that maneuver that Lewis Hamilton did at the end of the race to let Bottas in. He remembered that this strategy, the team strategy, is the most important thing, and he let Bottas in front of him. And a funny thing that the commentators said, they're like, Do you think Lewis would have done that for Rosberg? That was hilarious. But yeah, he let Bottas in front of him. I didn't even see the maneuver happen. It was done so well. I don't know why they were saying this. They're like, oh, Max Verstappen was right on their heels. I mean, even if Max Verstappen did get in front of them at that maneuver, it really wouldn't have mattered because he has that 10-second penalty. He didn't serve it at any time during the race, so it had to be taken off of his laps, his actual time at the end of the race. So yeah, I don't get why they were all freaking out thinking that. I don't know. But yeah, it was a really, really good race. Lewis, he did better than I expected, ending in 4th, obviously letting Bottas on the podium get those points. Constructor-wise, they would have gotten the points, the same amount of points no matter what. So yeah, pretty good race. It's a shame for the Red Bulls. You know, Max Verstappen, he just gets a little overzealous, if you want to call that. Daniel Ricciardo was trying to hold his tongue. He called him immature and inexperienced and immature. Is that what you would label Max Verstappen, or would you just label him reckless, not really caring about the team, just trying to win races and do his thing? I mean, he definitely has an ambition, but too much ambition maybe? To follow rules, you know, be mindful of his surroundings and not run his teammate out of all the drivers, not just, you know, like some other guy, his teammate Daniel Ricciardo, off the track, which is, you know, pretty bad. You know, getting taken out of a race is probably the worst thing that could happen. But yeah, good race by all standards. I mean, they were definitely racing. Ferrari, they had some issues, but they kept holding it. Good for them. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Just comment below what you think about the race. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next F1 recap after the summer break. Catch you guys later.